Tell me about your background.
You're not going to even ask me my name?
No, okay.
No, I'll start with
I see how it is.
I can edit this out.
Yeah.
We'll keep letting it record.
Yeah.
What is your name?
My name is Eric, Eric Ahn, and my background is, I grew up in Baltimore County. I went to Lock Raven High School. I had a lot of friends over in Delaney, but I went to college in Baltimore. I went to Johns Hopkins University. I went to graduate school there, and right now I currently live in the DC area, and I work in DC.
Okay. That's far! You
Yeah.
drove all the... Okay.
That's why I was like, I'm going to be a little late because of traffic. I
Okay.
misjudged.
I didn't know you were that far. Okay.
I don't live here anymore.
I'm just going to keep letting it record. I can go on and cut all this out. So.
Okay.
Because he's a pro.
Yeah.
Did you have any family members in the military before?
In the American military, never. My father, my grandparents, or my grandfather, they served in the South Korean military. But I'm the first one to serve in the U.S. military.
What was your family's reaction when you decided to go to the Marines?
Well, whether or not it was the Marines or just the military in general, they hated it. They thought it was absolutely stupid. Only because they had immigrated here and wanted me to receive a good education, and their perception was, if you get a good education, you should be doing something other than using your body in war or something like that.
What age did you want to join the military, I guess?
What age? I mean, when I was a little kid, I wanted to.
Okay.
Every boy plays war, but I grew out of. Well, I thought I grew out of it, and then I joined the Marines when I was 23.
Okay. What branch of service did you serve in?
The Marine Corps.
Can you explain your basic training? Like, what you had to go through every single day and, like, get where you were? I don't know how to
Like
describe it.
boot camp?
Boot camp?
It's 13 weeks long, so it's the longest basic training program in the U.S. military. Everyone else has like a 6-week program. The Army has a 9-week program. Ours is 13 weeks. You don't get any weekends off. No cell phone. I think the first, so the point is to break you down mentally, and then build everyone back up, so that everyone has a kind of like a disciplined, immediate obedience to order type of mindset. But also physically, they also want to break you down and then build everyone back up, so that everyone is kind of on par in strength-wise, as well as endurance.
Describe your first duty station. Duty station?
Like my base?
You read the questions.
Oh.
Your first duty.
Like
Where you were first stationed. Like, what was your first duty on your station?
I was first, so as soon as I graduated boot camp, so the Marine Corps, they split us up into 2 different areas, the east side and the west side. We only have 2 different bases on the U.S. We have one in North Carolina, and Camp Lejeune, and then we have one in California called Camp Pendleton. I was sent to Lejeune for my first base, my first duty station. But as soon as I got there, I really didn't do anything because my unit was sent overseas. So as soon as I got there, within a month, we were getting ready to go to Iraq. And then I landed in Iraq in November.
So have you served in a combat? And then if so, can you please explain?
Yeah, I think everyone says they've done a combat tour, meaning they say that to say they've been overseas, whether it's Iraq or Afghanistan or something, but actually experiencing combat, I think that's reserved for a unique few. And yes, I think it depends on your job. So my job was an infantryman, and we were exposed to a lot of bad people in Iraq.
Can you describe Iraq to us? Like, the environment, like how hot it was?
Oh, how hot it was! Disgustingly hot. It was 120 degrees. Never experienced that before at the time. I went to Afghanistan afterwards, and that was way hotter. But Iraq at the time was, none of us experienced anything like that. It was like being in an oven, 120-degree oven with And then they don't have any buildings like the US does. So if you go to most American cities and villages and towns, there's lots of buildings, which cuts up the airflow. Well, Iraq doesn't have that, so there's a lot of wind there. And that means basically you're in an oven with a hot blow dryer in your face all day long. There's lots of sand blowing around. So we always had to wear sunglasses or some sort of eye protection. But it's actually a lot more urban than what most people think. I think a lot of people have the image of the Middle East as a rural, country bumpkin type of area. But these people actually had cell phones, they had TVs, they had electricity. But the further and further you went out, like into the really country areas, then they were still, doing farming and whatever. But it really depended where you went. It's kind of like Maryland, where you have the main Baltimore City, and then the further out you go, further south you go, further west you go in Maryland, you meet a lot of country people. I'm sure Delaney, you all have your Hicks or whatever.
Jacksonville.
Oh no, black people everywhere.
That sounds like a jinjibang. Like if you're in a jinjibang for a very long time.
Oh yeah. Oh no. It was way worse. It was worse because it's not simply that you're sweating because.
Good jinjibang, you're supposed to be sweaty.
Right. Over there, because for us, so I described to you the environment, but then the fact that we were in a combat zone meant that there's no real place to really rest. I think we pretty much wore our body armor every single day, even when we were going to the bathroom. The only time we took it off was to shower, but we only showered maybe once a month. And yeah, TMI, right?
You gotta.
And then, so because of that, our body armor is made out of Kevlar, but then inside the Kevlar, it's a ceramic plate. So imagine if you're covered on all four sides with a ceramic plate. There's a plate in the front, in the back, in your left side, right side. And so you were literally baking inside a ceramic oven. It wasn't simply that you were out there in shorts and a t-shirt. We were wearing all that gear, helmet, body armor. So it was a lot hotter and a lot more tiring than what you might imagine.
Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me about a little bit of your experience with the Iraqi people, like the community and stuff like some people.
Yeah. No, I think
Some pictures, so I know.
They're interesting. It's very different from the U.S., where women are not allowed to walk out in the streets without an escort, a male escort. I'm sorry. Older women can escort younger women, but when I say older women, they have to be like 60 years or older. Younger women are not allowed out on the streets. A lot of that's changing now. So this is when I went before Iraq was really. When I went overseas, Iraq was still very hot. When I say hot, like what's the word? A lot of the insurgents were very active there. But now I've heard that it's a lot more democratic. There's still a lot of danger going on, but now people can wear skinny jeans. And people can wear, they can walk around in cool Western clothing. But back then, people still had to wear their women still had to wear their face covering. Men had to walk around they were supposed to wear beards. If they had shaved their faces, a lot of them were taken away and beaten by the insurgents. But the best of the best were the kids. They're like just the little kids. The little kids over there, just like little kids over here.
Did your personalities change, like when you were there and when you came back, like mentally?
Me personally?
Yeah, you changed.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, but like
how? I think. Well, the people on camera don't really know me, so I'll just say that I joined because I was very opinionated about the war. So I don't know how old you were, or you guys were, but I was a sophomore in college when 9/11 happened, and then all our curriculum in college changed. Everything became about foreign policy. Everything became about whether war was just, whether America could do this, whether the UN was powerful enough. And then 2003, Iraq War happened, and then all of a sudden people start debating whether this was right or wrong. And I know people are still debating about it today, but I was very opinionated about what I believed, and so were other people in my class. And then I graduated college. I went on to graduate school, and about a year into it, I realized that, wait a second, here I am talking about a lot of stuff without actually backing it up, which is one of the main reasons why I joined. I wanted to walk the walk, not simply talk the talk. And when I came back, though, I think, so if you talk to my buddies before 2005, everyone would say, Eric is very, he's very opinionated, he's very outspoken about his beliefs. And I think I'm very principled still, but at the same time, I'm much more moderate in my beliefs. I'm much more reserved as a person. I think I've become more reflective, which is meaning I think a lot more than I actually talk. So I'm a lot more quieter than what people remember me in college as.
We were actually in kindergarten 9/11.
Is that it took you this long to calculate that?
No, I knew it. I just didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh yeah, dang, that's insane.
That's how much older you are.
Thanks for rubbing that in.
It's
So wait, everyone in your
30.
class?
No. Everyone in my class is not gonna hear every single thing. Like we're gonna edit.
I don't know. I'm saying everyone in your class, like
He was in
you
kindergarten.
all were. Oh shoot, that's crazy.
Okay.
Well, I think that tells you like how it affects. That tells you how it affected people who were, in kindergarten. You don't really care about current events, right? And so none of us really cared about current events too in college. But then all of a sudden our worlds changed in 9/11. Like you knew people who lost their fathers or cousins in the World Trade Center.
Yeah, even like today. Tell me about your experiences with the U.S. military command or your commanding officers.
I didn't really deal with the U.S. military command. I was like the bottom of the bottom. We were the ones kicking in doors. We weren't the ones sitting around tables planning. We were the ones. They planned, they pushed it down, and then we got the orders and we did what we needed to do. That being said, I would say it was a bit annoying because